turn from there to tonight's newsmaker of the day. Javed Akhtar is in the news this time for all the right reasons. The lyricist was in Lahore to attend a Faiz festival over the weekend, where he spoke out against Pakistani terrorism, especially in 26/11, and questioned the Pakistani state for over the years not inviting artists like Lata Mangeshkar, among others. Javed Akhtar's comments received a huge response, where a lot of people actually clapped. The atmosphere, according to Javed Akhtar, which has drawn major appreciation on social media, including from Pakistani artists. Shall we just listen in a moment to what Javed Akhtar had to say? But importantly, I spoke to him to ask him how that entire function went. Listen in. Javed Akhtar, you went to Lahore. You raised 26/11 before a Pakistani audience, and everyone is saying, including, guess what, Kangana Ranaut, your old friend, कि जावेद साहब ने पाकिस्तान को घर में घुसकर पाकिस्तानियों को मारा. Have you, in a sense, you have become a sort of, you're making news for taking on the Pakistanis in their own den. How do you respond? Do you believe that why has your comments in Pakistan struck such a chord? And tell us what happened.
No, I don't want to sound it so harsh, because the fact is that I was there for 2.5 days and I got so much of love and respect and admiration, not only for myself, but by and large for India. People are so curious about India. They were asking so many questions. And it happened during a Q&A, perhaps 3,000 people. It's a huge auditorium, which was chock-a-block. There was no place even on the floor. The gangways were also full. And there were different questions, and all of them were friendly and very nice questions, warm and friendly. But this lady asked me that we admire you people so much, and we like you so much, and so on, and we think India is a nice place, and so on. But why do you people think that we are all terrorists and we are haters and so on? Is that kind of a thing? Why don't you like us? So I had no choice but to tell them that what is the ground reality. That first of all, let's set the record right. We have been more magnanimous and more large-hearted. Not that we are perfect. No one is perfect in the world, but our record is much better than yours. We have given respect to your artists, your singers, your musicians, your actors, and so on, your writers. They were interviewed by Doordarshan. None of the writers of India has ever been invited by PTV. Never. And no Indian is invited. Perhaps the only exception was Dilip Kumar. And we had great musical events with Nusrat and Mehdi and Urdu and so on. But our Lata Mangeshkar never performed in Pakistan. This is a reality. And if you think that Indians, we have some shikayat in our heart, then you should know that I am from Bombay and I have seen my city burning. And the people who came to do this were not from Norway or Egypt, that you also know. And unfortunately, that they are still roaming around free. So somewhere there will be a resentment, there will be a shikayat in Indian hearts that you should understand, don't be upset about it. That's what I said. And then and what is surprising? This is not surprising that I said. I'm an Indian, obviously. I'll have to make them see reality. But what is surprising, that the whole hall clapped on this response. That is wonderful. And that is very thought-provoking. That why they received it such warm, this answer. And you could see that the feeling is that I'm right. And I'm telling the truth.
You're telling me, Javed Akhtar, a Pakistani audience in Lahore clapped for you when you told them 26/11 terrorists are roaming free in your country. What does that suggest? Does that suggest to you that the average citizen of Pakistan also wants to get rid of terrorism, whether it's directed against India or Pakistan? Is that how you see it?
Obviously, I mean, this tells me something, and this is something that all of us should remember, It will make us wiser, and perhaps we will be able to maneuver the situation better. That this country, Pakistan, is not a monolith. There are bigots, there are people who are in power, there is an army. Maybe they have their own agenda, but there are millions and millions of people, common people, who want to have good relations with India, and it's totally understandable. Totally understandable. They have a country next door which is huge corporatization, there is great industrialization, there are a lot of education. I mean, women are empowered, they are free to great extent. Not maybe not in every nook and corner, but at least in bigger cities, there is much more freedom and freedom of expression. There are regular elections, and there is democracy, and so on and so forth. And we have great film industry, which is glamorous for whole of the world. We have great film music, which is heard all over the world, globe, including countries like Chile and Argentina. So ये तो हमारे next door neighbor हैं और हमारी ज़बान शेयर करते हैं हमसे. तो obviously उनकी curiosity है, उनका जो desire to see India, come to India, meet Indians is totally understandable. Totally understandable. उनका तो कोई hidden agenda हो नहीं सकता. Hidden agenda आर्मी का हो सकता है. Hidden agenda जो bigots हैं वहाँ के, जो right wing है, उसका हो सकता है, because उनकी वैलिडिटी तभी तक है जब तक हिंदुस्तान से दुश्मनी है. आर्मी का वैल्यू तभी तक है when there are hostile relations. If you become very friendly with India, then what the bigot was saying was wrong. This hate Hindu and hate Hindustan will fall on its face. So उनको तो यही चाहिए कि ये hostility रहे. But I don't think this is the desire of the common man.
You know, it's very interesting the way you're putting it, that this is a country which has bigots and it has citizens who want to embrace India. But the flip side, Javed Saab, is that many of the people who are there at these fairs festival, who may have clapped on your statement, but these people are powerless. The power is with the army and the state that sent these terrorists across the border into Kashmir, into Mumbai. And really, these claps therefore can't do anything. How do you separate the people and their affection from the state which has the hatred towards India?
You see, this is the difference between state and the people. People who are intellectual, people who are young people, who are looking forward instead of looking backward and so on. ये देखिए ना, अब आप, you are a person who is a progressive person, a liberal person. Tomorrow, if you go out of India and you are blamed for so many things which you oppose within the country, how will you feel that? अरे भाई, ये तो हम तो धोबी के कुत्ते हो गए, इधर से भी मारे गए, उधर से भी मारे गए. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए ना. हमको ये समझ कैसे होगी? It's not, the answer is not easy. But I think we as Indians, as a state, as society, as people, should have some connect with those people who are pro, and give them some kind of credibility, give them some kind of respect, that being pro-India should look more attractive.
ये अहम बात ये है कि ये जो आजकल इतना गर्म है फिजा, वो कम होनी चाहिए. हम तो बंबई के लोग हैं, हमने देखा हमारे शहर पे कैसे हमला हुआ था. तो वो लोग नॉर्वे से तो नहीं आए थे, ना इजिप्ट से आए थे. वो लोग अभी भी आपके मुल्क में घूम रहे हैं. तो ये शिकायत अगर हिंदुस्तानी के दिल में हो तो आपको बुरा नहीं मानना चाहिए.
मैंने जावेद अख्तर साहब के एक डायलॉग में,
so that was the bite that got the claps once again. But Javed Saab, in conclusion, when the likes of Kangana Ranaut, who've been often critical of you, saying you're anti-national, today start praising you, what will you tell them? You know, when critics turn suddenly supportive of you, it almost seems as if the moment you attack the government of Pakistan, the same people who criticize you when you criticize the government of India are all praising you now.
Doesn't matter. Within a few weeks, they'll come back to square. Don't worry. For a while.
But you know, in a way, it seems to me that nobody wants to be shown the mirror, whether in India or Pakistan. You showed the mirror in Pakistan, people here are praising you. When you criticize your own government, your people don't like it. Is the challenge, therefore, to get liberal progressives on both sides of the border who question their governments to build a constituency of peace?
Well, yes and no, because ये जो है, it is walking on a tightrope. You see, जो हमारा नेशनल इंटरेस्ट है, जो हमारी नेशनल आइडेंटिटी है, वो भी हमें पूरी तरह प्रोटेक्ट करनी है. कि कभी कभी ये जो लिबरल जो कुछ लोग ऐसा भी बोलते हैं, भाई क्या है नेशनलिज्म, देखो यूरोप में नेशनलिज्म में क्या किया. आई डोंट एक्सेप्ट दैट. एक नेशनलिज्म इज अ नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट एंड यू लव योर कंट्री एंड यू हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट द डिग्निटी ऑफ योर कंट्री. वो भी जरूरी है. और बहुत सारी बातें हैं जो मैं शायद हिंदुस्तान से बाहर नहीं करूंगा, हिंदुस्तान में करूंगा. वो कुछ होता है, घर की बात बाहर नहीं की जाती है, कुछ घर की बातें होती है, ये भी है. लेकिन ये कि उसके साथ साथ ही विदाउट गोइंग ओवरबोर्ड, ना हम उनसे एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे कि आप ओवरबोर्ड चले जाइए, आप पाकिस्तानी है, अपने मुल्क से मोहब्बत कीजिए आप. लेकिन एक जो बिटरनेस हमारे आपके बीच में है वो ना रहे तो अच्छा है, और रिलेशनशिप दिन ब दिन ठीक ही हो. और देखिए, मैंने वहाँ एक बात और भी कही थी, मैं यहाँ भी रिपीट कर देता हूँ. अगर आप वर्ल्ड मैप देखेंगे तो आपको मालूम होगा कि एक्चुअली इट इज द रीजन्स हु प्रोग्रेस. नॉर्थ अमेरिका एक कंडीशन में है, साउथ अमेरिका एक कंडीशन में है, मिडिल ईस्ट एक कंडीशन में है, ईस्टर्न यूरोप एक कंडीशन में है, मिडिल ईस्ट वेस्टर्न यूरोप एक कंडीशन में. देन यू कम फार ईस्ट, मोर और लेस दे आर इन द सेम कंडीशन. ये साउथ एशिया जो है, it should, although in spite of all those handicaps, some outer and some inner, some from outside, some from inside, we have made progress in leaps and bounds. From 47 to here, we have come very, very far in comparison to others. But we could have gone even further. And it's sad that Second World War was over in 1945 when France was bombarding Germany, and Germany was bombarding France and England. And today they have a common market, they have common currency. I was in France, and in the evening we walked, crossed a little bridge, went to Germany, had a cup of coffee there, saw a movie, and came back walking. वहां पर बच्चे बाइसिकल पे बैठे हुए फ्रांस से जर्मनी और जर्मनी से फ्रांस जाते रहते हैं. तो ये उन्होंने जब 45 में एक दूसरे की सिटीज को बम्बार्ड कर रहे थे, अचीव कर लिया, तो ये हमारे लिए क्यों पास, हम क्यों नहीं इस तरह की रिलेशनशिप पूरे साउथ एशिया में हो, बांग्लादेश हो, श्रीलंका हो, नेपाल हो, भूटान हो, हम हो, पाकिस्तान हो, ये एक कॉमन मार्केट क्यों नहीं बन सकती. आखिर हम कब तक ये सर फुटबॉल चलता रहेगा, हेट का जो एटमॉस्फेयर है, इट्स नॉट गुड. ये कोई फायदे की बात नहीं. वी बिकम, इफ वी गेट टुगेदर समहाउ ऑल दिस कंट्री, we will become a huge market, and we will become a huge, very expressive voice in the international.
But Javed Saab, people will say in conclusion that you're being a romantic when you talk of a common market or boundaries in a way being dissolved, particularly when it comes to the India-Pak relationship. Are you being a romantic? एक poet है आप तो, you are a great poet. Therefore, the poet in you is being romantic when you hope that people will come together.
I'm telling you, my friend, it has happened. Do you remember Germany? Do you remember Second World War? These were the countries, they were destroying each other. They were bombarding each other. They were massacring each other. One day, ruthlessly, and today they are friendly. तो हम तो ये दावा करते हैं, साउथ एशिया क्लेम करता है कि हम ज्यादा सिविलाइज्ड हैं, हमारी सिविलाइजेशन, हमारा वैल्यू सिस्टम सुपीरियर है. तो ये हमारे यहाँ ये लोग क्यों नहीं कर सकते?
But the difference, if I may say so, I know you're an atheist, but we are divided by religion. Partition was used to divide us on the basis of religion, and as long as religion plays this role, we'll keep getting divided. Do you concede that that really is the challenge to bring the two countries' people closer together? How do we overcome religion?
पता नहीं, मुझे तो ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है रिलीजन का, तो मुझे इसके बारे में पता नहीं. मैं एक बात जानता हूँ कि अगर रिलीजन एक करता होता लोगों को, तो इतना जो पॉपुलेशन का बाइफर्केशन है पाकिस्तान में वो नहीं होता। अब तुम्हारे सब मुसलमान हैं, काफिर तो चले गए सारे, तो अब इत्मीनान से सब एक रहें तो क्या रहते हैं? रिलीजन डजंट मेक पीपल वन, नॉट पॉसिबल, नो वे इन द वर्ल्ड। वो the moment you decide to divide humanity on the basis of religion, this is a never-ending process. Then you have started on the path of exclusion, and there will be no end. When Pakistan was made, Shias were Muslims and Ahmadiyas were Muslims and so on. अब एक एक करके मालूम हो रहा है ये भी मुसलमान नहीं, वो भी मुसलमान नहीं, वो भी मुसलमान। और even within Sunni community there are classes and classes and classes they are divided. तो वो कहीं नहीं करता, और ना यहाँ हो सकता है। यहाँ जो लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हिंदू सारी एक कम्युनिटी हो जाएगी, वो नहीं हो सकती। अलग अलग लोग होते हैं, उनके अलग अलग इंटरेस्ट होते हैं, अलग अलग उनके प्रेफरेंसेस, रीजनल कल्चर होते हैं, सो ऑन। तो ये एक जगह करके उन्होंने देखा है, वहां नहीं हुआ तो यहाँ कैसे हो जाएगा? नहीं होता।
Let me ask you one final question, Javed Saab. Final question. What have you brought back from Pakistan? When I go, I brought back jutis. I'm sure you've got plenty of love, of course, from the people of Pakistan, the affection of those people who are clapping for you. What else have you brought?
There are some gifts that some books I have brought. The writers, the poets have given their books to me, and that is what I have brought. Some perhaps 20-25 books. That's all.
You know, I'm glad you brought back books, but at the end of the day, I guess it's the love of the people from across the border, and of course that you have in this country, who actually want you to speak fearlessly. I think that should keep you going. It's good to know that there are people across the border who want people to speak out against terrorism, even terrorism directed against India. So I think that's the important, in a way, takeaway from your meeting there at the Faiz Festival.
तो जरूरी है। देखिए, अब वही बात है कि अब दोस्ती करने का ये मतलब थोड़ी कि हम झूठ बोल शुरू कर दिया। आप हमसे कहे आप हमें पसंद नहीं करते, अरे भाई हम तो पसंद करते, हम तो तुम्हारे लोग पथराकों पे बिठाते रहते बन को, वो रेजिस्टेंस तो तुम्हारी तरफ से, तो ये कहना पड़ेगा ना। झूठ पे नहीं बनते हैं रिलेशन, सच पे बनते हैं। लेकिन सच हम जो अपने बारे में भी सच है उसे भी एक्सेप्ट करें, और उनसे कहेगा भाई तुम भी फेस करो इस बात को, ये तो गलत बात है तुम्हारी। तो एनीवे, इट्स नॉट दैट इजी, डोर बहुत उलझी हुई है। लेकिन लेट्स होप दैट समटाइम्स इन future, maybe in distant future, better sense will prevail and we'll have a common market, we'll have common currency, we'll have a common voice. Okay, people, the rest of the world should deal with this bloc with certain respect and awe. कि भाई ये तो अलग है, इनके तो they are self-sufficient people. तो आप देखिए कि this zone is the biggest dumping ground of conventional weapons in the world, where we need schools, we need hospitals, we need roads, we need electricity, we need education, and so on and so forth. वहाँ जो इतना एक्सपेंस जो है डिफेंस पे है, वो जरूरत भी है। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि बेकार में कोई दिवाली पे बंदूक ऐसे पटाखे की तरह चलाने के लिए खरीदी जाती है, जरूरत है इसलिए लेते हैं। But it's sad that we need so much of arms in a region where there is so much of need of other things.
Javed Saab, listening to you today, I guess all I can say is the little shire in me, fir subah hogi. There will be a tomorrow. Maybe there are people on both sides of the border who want to build this constituency of peace. They have to fight the state, the establishment, the terror merchants. Not easy. And it's going to be a long road, but I think the very fact that you went there, spoke the way you did, and got the applause you did suggests that there is a glimmer of hope. Thank you very much, Javed Akhtar, for joining me and making our show tonight